Hi, welcome to another episode of our homework workouts. What is this?
Don't forget your caffeine, kids.
Oh, it is so hot. If you guys are ready to blast some arms and abs with us, this is a great way to start off the session. We're gonna do curls, we're gonna do push downs, and we're gonna hit some sit-ups at the same time. Not at the same time, but as a separate movement. I'm gonna have Ben and Madelon both show you the movements with a difficult variation and an easy variation. So, you're gonna have your band, you're gonna stand in the band, and Ben is gonna have just one loop there, and Madelon has a double underneath the feet. She has a grab there, he has a grab, palms are facing forward. What you're gonna do here is elbow is fixed, you're going to flex that elbow, you're gonna flex the bicep, you're gonna bring it up to the shoulder and bring it all the way back down. Nice. And to get the best results out of this exercise, alternatively, look at every bicep. So you look at the left bicep when you curl, and the other rep, you look at the right bicep when you curl. So you actually know that there's growth going on there. Great. If you have an injury, would Ben show you right away? I just need you to hold it at 90 degrees. Boom. Or a bit lower if that feels less tensing. Good way of supping, still getting that tendon nice and warm there. That's good. Now for our second movement, the band push down, we wrap the band around her neck, so we have the yellow necklace here. And again, Ben has it all the way around, Madelon has a double around. Now in your starting position of the push down, I need tension on the band with the arms being a 90-degree angle in the elbow. Elbow is fixed. Now from there, the pinky is pointing towards the floor. We're gonna keep extending until the pinky points backwards. Kaboom. We come back in, and we keep doing that. Now the idea here is very simple. When we work with bands, and we move back into the band, as in the way up here, we need to keep tension. We don't want to just shoot the hands up. You don't want to use the elasticity to come back up, you want to fight elasticity. That's what's giving you the gains here. Now again, same as with the bicep curls, I want you to look to the left arm for one rep, right arm for one rep. Keep looking at those guns, every rep that you do. That really helps with the growth here. Now, if we look at Ben, he's going to show you what to do if you have an injury. You're going to try to go to full extension, and when you have it in full extension, you're going to try to keep it there. If you can get close, go a bit higher. Whatever feels good is what you're going to hold for how long is the question, right? Well, the answer is 30 seconds. Yes, it is. Now, let's move on to our third and final movement of today's little warm-up here, our arms and abs session. Get rid of the band. Let's go on the floor. And when you're at home, I also need you guys to go to the floor. You're going to get your legs straight forward and together. You're going to reach back with the hands. You're going to go sit up and reach for your foot. Or the other foot as well. Or reach for the feet. It's that simple. There we go. It's a straight leg sit up. Now if you have trouble going up that high or that far, you go to whatever spot you feel comfortable with going to. Instead of just focusing on the abs, we're also trying to get some stretch in here by reaching forward as far as we can. So if you're really into doing a pancake, for example, you can throw in a pancake here. That is all good. If you don't know what a pancake is, go to your kitchen, make one, and call me. Bye. Alright, so let's actually do this, right? Arms and abs. It's a 6-minute quality AMRAP, but normally we just say quality AMRAPs in warm-ups to make you go really slow and focus on the movements. And now I want you to aim for getting a very good pump here. So if the tempo is high, you're starting to sweat, you're starting to burn in the arms and abs, you gotta get a big thumbs up for me. I'm still eating your pancakes though. Yep. We're gonna do 15 band curls, 15 band push downs, and 10 straight leg sit-ups in 10 seconds. And like again, look at your arms when you're doing this. You should. 3, 2, 1. Embrace the growth. Good. And very nice to hear this. We will start with our arm classes. If you want to know about our arm classes, which is called Arm Pump Fit, you can find them in our April Fool's joke video. That might not become a true April Fool's video, but might become something that's truly going to happen. Arms and posing. That's what we do. There we go. So yes, they are looking at the biceps. It's 15 reps for the curl. Madelon has it looped more underneath the feet, so it's a bit harder. There's more tension on her band than on Ben's. It's a good way of scaling when you have an elastic band. Then the second one is around the neck, so you're going to make that necklace. 90-degree angle is where you start with the elbows. Elbows stay in position. Pinky points to the floor in the start. Pinky points backwards in the end position. And make sure you go on the brakes when you go back up. Keep tension, keep fighting the elasticity off the band here. 15 reps of the push down. There's already 30 reps of just arms, and then we just quick 10 reps of abs here, right? Eventually, when you walk on the beach, all people look at is abs and arms and quads. So please train your legs as well. Thank you. All right, 10 sit-ups. Here we go. Reach back, reach forward. And if you are flexible, you can always try to go all the way to your heels or way further over the foot, or try to kiss your knees, or whatever you can do. You go for that. 10 reps of a straight leg sit-up. Great movement. Nice hinge from the hip here. So drive your butt into the floor when you try to crunch or sit yourself upright. Love it. So that's about a minute and 30 seconds in. They got about 4.5 minutes left to go. They can squeeze in another 2 or 3 rounds of that. You guys keep going and brace the pump. Okay, so our middle portion of today's session is all about mobility. It's going to be active mobility and even forced mobility. I'm first going to explain you guys the concept. We have 12 intervals running of 40 seconds of work and 15 seconds of rest. I need you to grab your smartwatch timer and set it right now. I waited long enough. Let's do it. So, talking about the setup, it'll be this. We have a straddle, right? That's the first movement that we're going to do, a forced straddle. Then we have in a second interval, we're going to do a slow mountain climber. The third interval, we're going to sit in a squat and push out our knee. But we just choose one side. The second round, we push out the other knee and the other side. The third round, we go back to the first knee. And the fourth and final round, we do the last knee. So that's the flow. We'll do one round with you guys. So let's get ready. Let's have a look here at Madelon and Ben. They're already in their straddle, and before the clock starts running, I already want them to go there. Now what they're doing here, starting in 10 seconds, is they're going to force the regular straddle by having a band attached against the leg or grabbing onto the toes. 3, 2, 1. Start for 40 seconds. At home as well, if you go into that wide leg position, you normally just lean forward, which you call the passive straddle. We want to force the position by literally grabbing onto something. It can also be a pole or a part of a chair in front of you where you pull your body towards to. And when you attach a band around your feet like Madelon has, you also have to force your legs out because they're pulled in a bit more, which makes your glutes work hard as well. It's very great. Ben is just holding on to his calves, pulling his upper body forward, getting as close to the floor as he possibly can. Whatever you can do at home to make it more interesting, have somebody push you down also helps a lot. Alright, 15 seconds of transition time. Madelon and Ben will quickly go into the next one for you guys so you guys can see it. We'll start in a plank. We're going to do very slow mountain climbers. Yeah, you guys can start so people at home can already see you moving. Alright, this is where we start for 40 seconds. So what you do is this. You take your knee off the floor with the leg. You pull your knee up as far forward as you can possibly manage while maintaining the hips in line with the shoulder. So maintaining a proper plank is very important. It's a nice and active way of opening up the hips and also getting some additional planking work in at the same time. 15 more seconds in this slow mountain climb. Before we move on to a squat, we choose a knee and we choose the right one for you guys here. And we start pushing that baby out for 40 seconds straight. 3, 2, 1, relax. So it is going to be a 40-second squat hold, which might be spicy. If you need to take breaks, you can take breaks. That is all good. First, set up your regular squatting stance. Secure your left arm on your left leg. So fix that one. Get your right arm pressed against your right knee and start pressing that one out. And sit as upright as you possibly can. Really try to drive that knee out. If it's easy to get your hand on the knee, you get your hand on the knee. If that is hard, mobility-wise, you can also grab your elbow and press it into the knee. Very good. Now you don't just want to move it back and forth. You want to actively press, hold it for a second or two, come back in. Actively press. While you're doing that, you're keeping the other knee pinched right on top of the ankle or right on top of the foot. We have 10 more seconds. Now instead of switching to the other leg, we move back to the first stretch, which is the straddle, and then when we come back to this one, that's when we do the other leg. Good, so that was one round of 4. Good luck with the other 3 rounds on your own. One shot, one opportunity, 4 movements. Let's have a look. Our first movement is the burpee. Let's get a couple of burpees in, guys. Now what I want to see is a difference here is Madelon is doing jumping burpees, which are fast. Ben is doing the same burpees with the same standards. He is just not jumping, but he's walking. Why? Because he knows it's a 10-minute AMRAP and he needs to survive this. And Madelon is in this to win this. Good. Now let's have a look at the injury options for the burpee. Now, what Ben is going to do first is keep going on his stepping burpees. He's going to ditch all forms of jumping. On the ground, up, and extend. He's still extending fully at the top, it's just not jumping. Now let's have a look at the burpee with shoulder injury. So we ditch the press, we go into a kickback. And now let's do the burpee if you can jump and can press. The walking kickback. Like there's always something that you can do, guys, if you have an injury. That's why we show you all this stuff. Now, run, get a couple of bottles, something heavy for each hand. If you have a set of dumbbells, you grab the dumbbells right now, okay? If you have a set of plates, grab plates. If you have 2 books, you grab books. If you have a hat, you grab 2 hats. It's all possible. What do? Position your feet underneath your hips. Sit your butt and bend your knees. Touch the floor with the bottles. Go up overhead and squeeze. Boom. It doesn't matter how you go overhead, you just go overhead. Get a couple of reps in, guys. You can swing it forward in a big half circle and catch it overhead. Or you can do like a clean and jerk without touching the shoulder. I need to see this go very fast. Think with the plate, for example. What I do need to see is the bottles being next to the feet. So the feet are hip width stands next to the feet. If you do this fast, you're making range of motion with very little loading, but it's still going to be very taxing and heavy. Let's rest. Let's have a look at Ben, who does this, but he doesn't go overhead, so he does it all, but it just go to the shoulder. When you do this, you can easily mess it up. So I need to see elbow under the object in the top, elbow under the object, elbow under the object. I want you to be strict on yourself when you're doing these, okay? Let's have a break here. Let's step away from the bottles for a quick second. So let's have a look at movement number 3, which is what? Yeah, again. Again, it is the jump squat. Let's stand, let's squat, let's jump, and let's keep that rhythm going. And what are they focusing on, people at home? They're focusing on sitting upright and getting their full foot in the floor every time they're catching and pressing away into the ceiling. In the top position, they're fully extended with air underneath the feet. Now, injury options are again, speed squats for Benny here. This is the no jumping or I have angry neighbors living below me variation. Speed squats, shaboom. You can rest, buddy, because I know this is intense. Now, what we come up with here is, let's say that it's really the knee that is the problem here. The knee is the injury. In that case, I want you to go on your back for a glute bridge, but guess what we do? We do a jumping glute bridge. Oof, look at that. That's crazy. I just don't want to say anything and just look at this. That's crazy. Nice. Now let's have a look at our 4th movement. What do we have left? You have climbed highest mountains. Yes, the mountain climber. Let's go, guys. Fast. Fast. Hips in line with the shoulder. And rest. So we've done slow mountain climbers in the mobility portion already. I now need you to just speed up those babies and make them go very, very fast. Not one shot, but second shot, second opportunity. Still 2 bottles in here. It's going to be a 10-minute AMRAP of 5 burpees, 10 bottle ground to overhead, 15 jump squats, and then 20 mountain climbers. I need to see you guys really push hard on this one. Don't think about how far can I get in 10 minutes. Think about how long can I survive at full speed. And then whatever you have left, you take that into the end. Okay? Let's do this together. We start in 10 seconds. Oh, I'm so ready for this one. Everything you ever wanted to. One moment. You capture. Just let it slip. All right, let's go. 5 burpees. Again, we're going to put to the gas here, right? Ben is walking the burpee. It's not even that slow, but he's saving some energy there, which is smart. Madelon finishes 5 in just 12 seconds, goes right into that ground overhead with the bottles. I want you to bend the legs, right? Bend the hips, let your hips shift back a bit, make it look pretty, and keep the bottles next to your feet. Although it's very light, the range of motion here is very, very big. That's what makes it so intense. Boom, into 15 jump squats. It won't be a minute for the round. It'll be closer to minute 15, minute 30, but that's where the magic happens. The round that comes right after. Ow, 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 ow. There we go. You guys keep pushing. Come on, right into the mountain climbers. All right, 15 quick mountain. And it feels very weird after the jump squats to suddenly start doing mountain climbers because your legs are pumping. Oh, she proved me wrong because it wasn't around in a minute. Boom. So, yes, 10 minutes. We just did a minute. We got 9 minutes left. You guys keep going. Keep that smile up. Keep that tempo up. Good luck.